All right. Here we go. It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I'm Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports. Later in this show, we're going to take a look at the Delaware high school volleyball scene and what the approximate seedings would be if the tournament was to start today, because the season ended strictly for entertainment purposes only. Because, of course, the season does not end today. It ends later this week or something like that. We'll take a look at that. It's approximate. But first, some other local stuff. Middletown's Anwar O'Neill is going to stay in state to play football in college, and he will become a fightin' Blue Hen. Makes his announcement there. You can send your announcements of commitments to play collegiately to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com. A lot of stuff going on here today. I'm a little distracted. Not that really matters when it comes to speaking, because even if I'm totally on focus, I'm still going to mess up. If you want to honor an athlete of some sort for an accomplishment that happened recently, send that to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com. Capen Lopin is honoring Ryan Baker for his second place finish at the Joe O'Neill Invitational Cross Country Meet this past weekend. He clocked in with a Delaware best time for the year so far at 15:37. Lake Forest's Jameer Marable had a big day against Red Lion in the Spartans' 33-13 victory this past weekend. He had 3 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. He also had an interception in the game. Sonia Dudeja has been named Padua's Runner of the Month for September. She has shaved 7 minutes off of her personal best time from a year ago. That's pretty amazing. That's a sign of dedication to one's sport. That's for sure. That's a lot of time to shave off in 1 year. That's fantastic. Good for her. This is brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like a funny, fascinating, and memorable experience for a party or an event that you are having, please consider my stage hypnosis show. Find out all about that at marshallmanlove.com. And if you are in the market to buy or sell a home in Delaware, Maryland, or Pennsylvania, I can help you out. Stand at your side or at your back, especially in times when things are getting a little trickier with rising interest rates and lowering home prices. And just one more thing to mention today. Special thanks go out to the folks at Jazzercise in Middletown. One of the proprietors there runs a very active Facebook group page for parents of high school athletes. They're kind enough to post up links to these videos that I produce on that page. They're at 24 North Broad Street. Their phone number 302-832-6060. Oops. Smyrna honors Carolyn Osborne from the volleyball team this week. For the week, the senior collected 8 kills, 8 aces, 8 digs, and 56 assists in Smyrna's 2 victories. 30 of those assists came in the victory over St. Mark's, which snapped the reigning state champions' 42-match winning streak. And St. Elizabeth's has named Miles Orr as the Maroon and Gold Athlete of the Week for last week. Miles is on the cross-country team and has recorded the fastest times of the year for the Vikings. If you wonder why the picture jumps up and down like that, it's a website. It's my website. It's Delaware Sports and the mouse. I work the mouse here. Yeah, one of the things I have to do behind the scenes, work the little mousey. Marie Brainerd scored her 50th career goal for the Wilmington Charter Force field hockey team. And it came in a 2-goal effort against St. Mark's, where the Force won 2-1 yesterday. The 50th goal also represents the school record for career goals. That's Marie Brainerd. Another field hockey game. Freshman Molly Dolan scored 3 goals and had 1 assist, as did senior Madeline Rowland. The Quakers of Wilmington Friends shut out William Penn 8-0. couple other scores there. Dickinson over Hodson 3-0. St. Andrews 3-2 over Middletown. It was Appoquiniming 4 and Delcastle 0. Newark Charter 6 and Mount Pleasant zip. One football game from yesterday. Monday afternoon football here in Delaware. McCain beat Delcastle 29-27. Highlander quarterback Marquivas Rogers rushed for 160 yards and had 3 touchdowns. McCain's now 4-2. Delcastle 0-6. In soccer, Tatnall beat Archmere 5-0. Simon Cox had 3 goals and an assist. Fletcher Jones had 2 goals and assisted on 2 others. The Hornets now 2-5-3, while the Auks slipped to 5-5-1. And Joseph Honore scored a hat trick, and Trevor Sullivan had 3 assists. Caesar Rodney shut out Concord 4-0 to improve their record 2-7-3. It was Matt Capretto scoring twice and assisting on 2 other forced goals as Wilmington Charter beat Newark Charter 6-1. Wilmington Charter 7-1 now. Newark Charter 3-4-3 for the year. Other scores: Odyssey Charter 2-1 winners over Avon Grove Charter. It was Laurel all over Delmarva Christian 7-0. The Tome School from Maryland beat Delaware Valley Classical 5-0. Woodbridge 9, Glasgow 0. Newark 3-2 winners over Conrad. In volleyball, a few matches yesterday, but Woodbridge beat Milford in straight sets, and the victory was the first time that the Blue Raiders have beaten Milford in their program history. And now the Blue Raiders have 5 wins on the year. That also is a new program record for those girls. So congratulations to them. Christiana beat Odyssey Charter in straight sets. Same thing with Dickinson over Delcastle. It was Conrad 3, Hodson 0. Concord beat Brandywine in 4 sets 3-1. Red Lion 3 sets to love winners over Mount Pleasant. And Odessa 3-0 winners over First State Military. Now, here's how the volleyball tournament gets seeded. There are 6 championship berths awarded, and they go to these teams. If the season were to end today, and keep in mind, I'm not making any predictions here. No predictions are being made here on this show. None. These are just some facts based on some evidence that I have been able to find so far. Some of these might not include some scores not yet reported. But here's how this goes. If the season were to end today, these 6 teams would get automatic berths into the tournament because they have won their conference. That's Blue Hen A, Appoquiniming, Blue Hen B, Concord. The Edina State Conference currently is led by Newark Charter. Henlopen North is Smyrna, Henlopen South, Indian River, and the Independent Conference, currently led by Tower Hill. So now, there are 24 teams that go into the tournament. The top 8 seeds get a bye. Here's how they determine points. It's 2 points for a win. It's 1 point for bonus point for playing a team with a winning percentage of 501 and up. You get 2 bonus points for playing a team, whether you beat them or not. If you beat them, you get the 2 points. But if you play them, that team that has a winning percentage of 701 or better, you get 2 points there. So it changed a little bit this morning from the work that I had done Sunday, but keep in mind that I did this kind of quickly, so it might be a little rough. It's going to be off it might be off just a little bit. So don't kill me for it, all right? Good grief. Let's get some coffee first. Okay. So, if the season were to end today, those 6 teams are in there, but here are the top 8 seeds, not necessarily 1 through 8, except for the first 4. And that would be Smyrna would get the number 1 seed with 34 points. Concord would get the 2nd seed. They only have 2 matches left, though. St. Mark's and Red Lion would be 3 and 4. They're tied with 28 points, but St. Mark's beat Red Lion in the first tiebreaker. That is the first tiebreaker, so they beat them, so they would be 3, and Red Lion 4. And now, the next 5 teams all have 27 points. But you can see how this broke down here. Newark Charter beat Delaware Military Academy. Delmarva Christian beat Caesar Rodney. Caravel beat Concord. So those other, this is actually 9, let's see, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place teams are all tied. One of them would not get into the top 8 seeds and have a bye. As it stands right now, one of them would be number 9, and it would either be DMA or Caesar Rodney at the moment. Now, here's the points for the rest of the teams so far. Middletown and Cape Henlopen with 24. Dickinson, Appoquinimink with 23. MOT Charter, Tower Hill, and Channel each with 22. And it gets a little interesting because all the rest of these teams, Indian River, Archmere, and Ursuline, St. George's, Lake Forest, Wilmington Charter, Wilmington Christian, Christiana, and Odessa all have 21 points. That makes up 24 teams right there. So these last 2 or 3 matches from all of these schools are very, very important. And here are some of the teams on the bubble. Polytech, Brandywine, and Mount Pleasant with 20 points each. Sussex Academy and Padua with 18. Delmar and Friends way out there on the bubble here with 15 points. But strength of schedule is going to be important for those remaining 2 or 3 games for sure, because you get the bonus points for playing better teams. That's how that works. And you'll take note, you don't have to take note, but Ursuline is like 4, 5, and 7, but their strength of schedule puts them there. And same thing with Padua, who's kind of on the bubble, but they have a few more matches to play. I think they might have one more match to play on top of what Ursuline has to play. I mentioned Padua and Ursuline because they're perennial entrants into the state championship tournament. I may do the field hockey ones tomorrow. I may. I don't know. It is a possibility. It just takes a lot of time, man. That's all. It's not like, anybody's paying me to do this or anything like that. If they were, I would do it. I do have to work from time to time so I can feed my family. Yeah, that's good. I do have that responsibility in my life to provide food and shelter and clothing and all that stuff. A special happy birthday to my stepdaughter Reagan. She turned 17 today. Shout out to her, and other regular shout outs go out to Joey V, Tommy K, Donnie M, my wonderful, beautiful wife, the mother of my stepdaughter, whose birthday is today, and W, appreciate that, and to anyone who is a regular viewer, I appreciate that. If you're watching this live, I'm going to be back on here right around noon or so. I'm going to do an interview with a couple athletes from the Tattnall field hockey team. If everything goes well, I hope I just didn't jinx myself. Speaking of jinxing myself, I do a coin flip every day, referee volleyball, and I was talking about before the match with my partner how I'd never dropped a coin flip. I said I probably jinxed myself, and sure enough, I did, dropped it. Not that you care about that, but I know that the person I was talking to about it is watching, so I'm sure he's laughing about that right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Marshal Manlove, and now, from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, it is time for Second Breakfast. Yeah. I'll see you later, or whenever I see you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I got breakfast. I'm having candy.